Hello. Today I want to share with you a little bit about my art making journey and specifically a mindset shift or change which I think helped me the most to move forward, to progress, to find my art style and also to enjoy making art. I was a super arty child. I gave up art at 17. 20 years ago, I came back to art making and I loved it, but I also found it difficult and challenging. And I think a lot about what I found difficult was around my mindset and my expectations. I really wanted my art to be better than it was. I had this sort of expectation of what my art should be, and the reality always fell short. I was extremely mean, extremely critical, extremely judgmental because I wanted to improve. So I wanted my art to get better. And so I was always concentrating on the things that weren't quite good enough, that needed improving, that I could have done better. And I did this for years. I remember one of my art tutors at the time said, "Gosh, you are super critical of your work, aren't you?" I hadn't acknowledged or realised quite how critical I was. So at this point I had a full-time job and art was my hobby. And I was wanting to get better and I was wanting to learn and I was wanting to improve my skills. But every time I created something, I didn't like what I created and I'd just be a bit mean and judgy and judgmental and always just concentrate on the things I didn't like rather than things I did like. And it got to a point where I felt really stuck. I wasn't enjoying creating as much as I thought I should. I was finding it hard to move forward, find my style, find what excited me, because I think my mindset was, it's not good enough, it's not where I want it to be. After that tutor pointed out how critical I was, it did make me realise actually I had this really loud art critic in my head at all times, just doing a running commentary about how awful my artwork was. I wanted to progress, I wanted to get better, but this sort of self-judgment and criticism wasn't helping me get where I wanted to get to. So I felt stuck and I wasn't sure how to move forward. And I made a decision, rather than concentrate on the things that I didn't like in my artwork, I made a decision to really concentrate on the things that I did like in my artwork. And I have to say that was a transformational shift for me. It made everything more interesting, exciting. It made my own art feel more personal because I was following the things in my own art that I loved rather than concentrating on the things I didn't love. And it sounds like a really self-evident thing, that actually we should look at the art that we've made and concentrate on the things that we like and do more of them and explore the things we like. But it wasn't evident to me at all. I wasn't doing that. I was doing the opposite and it wasn't helping me move forward. And as soon as I started to change my mindset, look for and seek the things that were exciting me and delighting me and interesting me in my own art and doing more of it, it felt like art making just got a whole lot more exciting, interesting, fulfilling, personal, satisfying, and my art improved. I moved forward a lot quicker by really seeking the things that I enjoyed rather than concentrating on the things that needed improving. So the irony was that I was trying to improve, I was trying to get better by really highlighting all my flaws to myself. And as soon as I started to actually think, oh, okay, what are the things I'm good at, what are the things I like, what are the things I enjoy, my art moved forward. So that philosophy of tuning in, paying attention, being really mindful, being really quite granular about the things that I enjoy and like in my art making is still one that I try and carry with me every time I'm in the studio making art or drawing or whatever it might be. And I often will go through my sketchbooks, go through the art I've made and pay real attention. Think, what do I like? Why do I like that? What is it that is calling to me in that particular piece? I often will muse on the sentence, I enjoy it when. I enjoy it when. I've got a list and I will literally write it down. I enjoy it when I mix areas of intense pattern with quieter, spacious areas. I enjoy it when I combine monotone and maxichrome. I enjoy it when I include dots, stripes, zigzags. I enjoy it when I allow time to do nothing that's very productive. So I just make these lists. It allows me to be really aware of the things in my own art that are interesting me and exciting me. So yes, we have to assess the art that we've made, but we don't have to judge ourselves in the process. And I think that's what I was doing. Back then, when I was being very judgmental, I was looking at what I created, and if I didn't like something, I would then create this story that meant my art wasn't good enough, I wasn't a good enough artist. So there was a real link between what I had created and my belief about myself. Now I really try and think about anything that I create and think, what have I learned? What do I like? What would I do differently? And I try not to be as judgmental and mean. So a horrible artwork does not make a horrible artist, or a real, disaster on the page does not mean that I'm a disastrous artist. And I think that's the difference. So having a mindset where I really try and tune in to what I'm enjoying and what I like can be really transformational. Well, it was transformational for me. So I just wanted to share that in case in any way it's helpful.
Took a blow, turned a cheek. Those lessons cut me deep. I've never been the same. Painted bright or monotone, deep splashes of black.